I was diagnosed in August of 2022 with squamous cell carcinoma. So I had developed what I thought was a cheek bite. Didn't do much about it for a month or two, and then it formed kind of more of an open sore. We didn't even really know where to go. So I said, okay, it's in my mouth. I'll go to my dentist. And even walking in, I was joking around like, you're going to be so mad at me. This is so silly. And he took one look in my mouth and the mood in the room changed. And I made eye contact with him, and I knew 45 minutes later, he had me in an oral surgeon's office. So I had a biopsy done. And then 2 weeks later was when I got the call from the oral surgeon. I had surgery in October.
I heard on the phone, I was in a meeting, and Trish called and she said, they just told me I have cancer. So I got in the car and, I drove home, and I just kept thinking, all right, I'm sorry. So we get home and you want to comfort, so you kind of don't. I didn't kind of let anything out for like months, and then we found out that there was going to have to be surgery, and then that's kind of when I knew, all right, we have to buckle down. And I knew we were going to be in for a long haul, so I buddied up with our daughter and just said, look, life's not going to be right for 8-10 months, but we're gonna have to do it because we got to get mom back up.
Right before Thanksgiving, I started radiation and chemo. My radiation was very intense. It was 33 days every day except for the weekend to go for radiation. In addition to that, I went for weekly chemotherapy for 6 weeks. Any cancer diagnosis, of course, is life-changing. I always say that it changes the DNA of your family structure. So everything is different. There's good and bad. So, we live in gratitude every day that I'm here. Then, it puts things into perspective. So, we don't sweat the small stuff and just deal with things as we can. Mine is literally in my face every day. So I never forget about it. I have inflammation, so I have to avoid certain foods, acidic foods, spicy foods, which I used to love. Even acidic drinks can cause a flare-up, and then it kind of snowballs. So then I get the inflammation, and then sometimes I bite my cheek, and then it's like a whole thing, and then it affects my speech. For the most part, I try to carry on with my day-to-day, but it's always there and literally in my face. During my course of treatment, the radiation therapy became very intense, and I had to be on a liquid diet. I got to a point where I was not having enough calories in. They basically said, go find something that she can sustain and get down. So it literally became calories in, get as many calories in as we can. John had a friend that suggested going out and buying one of those large sugary coffee drinks. That was a great idea, jam-packed of calories, lots of sugar, but it just wasn't sustainable, the cost and going out and the process of getting it. So we said, well, let's think of something that we can do here at home. It was also very accessible for John, who's I'm the main cook in the family, and at that point I was out of commission. So it was something that John could make, as well as our teenage daughter.
I can make a smoothie faster than you can zip a jacket.
This smoothie was also a blessing in disguise in that way, because my diagnosis perfectly paralleled with the holiday season. So I remember one of my last full meals was Thanksgiving. I geared up for the rest of the holidays. Our family celebrates Christmas. So at Christmas, I knew that we were going to a relative's house, but the smoothie was my pregame. So I would make sure that I had my protein in, and I wasn't going hungry. So I had the smoothie in, and nobody had to know about it. So the smoothie is very versatile, but I tend to use almond milk or oat milk, and then I tend to do a yogurt. I like the Greek yogurt because it's more dense. The protein powder is super important because that's where the protein's coming from. I'm a chocolate person, but there are lots of different protein flavors out there. We use frozen bananas. Our fridge is full. We've got about 4 bags of frozen bananas in it right now. I love peanut butter, and I knew that it was jam-packed of calories. And then you can do fun things. My daughter always like to add ice cream. I always start with adding the milk or whatever liquid that you're going to use. And then I would add the yogurt. Again, that's the Greek yogurt. I'll add the peanut butter. And you could use any nut butter. And then the protein. And the frozen bananas. And then the noisy part. And then topping it with whipped cream and using fun straws. John always liked to keep things in fun containers, glasses, straws. So yeah, making it a real experience. You want to do this part because you were the presenter?
Yes, sure.
He was always great at presenting things to me in a super great way.
Around dignity during this. There it is.
Want to do the dollop of whipped cream?
No, that's chef's.
So again, keeping it fun, putting some cocoa powder on top of this. My daughter loves sprinkles. And then a fun straw. Our wish is to give something that's easy, go-to, accessible for everybody in the family, but can keep you in the game.